Imagine opening your eyes one morning and realizing that the life you've been living doesn't really belong to you. Every choice you've made, every sacrifice you've offered, every mask you've worn, all crafted to fit the image others had for you. And yet, somewhere deep within, there has always been a whisper, a quiet voice drowned beneath responsibilities, approval-seeking, and the fear of letting people down. Then, there comes a moment, a sharp crack in the illusion, when that whisper becomes impossible to ignore. It's as if the fog finally clears, and you see the truth. You've spent so long living for everyone else that you've forgotten how to live for yourself. Carl Jung once said, "The most important journey is the one that leads inward." But choosing yourself is not easy. It means confronting fear. It means refusing to please everyone. It means having the courage to say no to what no longer feels like you. And yet, it's within that moment of rebellion that transformation truly begins. Today, I want to take you on a journey, one that will challenge you, awaken you, and maybe even break you before it sets you free. Because when you finally choose yourself, nothing, absolutely nothing, remains the same again. Before we dive in, make sure you're part of Beyond the Twist, where every story uncovers hidden truths about the mind, the soul, and the courage to change. Now let's begin. There comes a time, without warning, when something inside you quietly shatters. You look in the mirror and realize how long you've been living on autopilot, saying yes when your heart screamed no, silencing your desires to please others, wearing smiles to hide exhaustion. You've become an expert at adapting, at being agreeable, at earning approval. But in that process, you've forgotten the one person who matters most, you. And then it happens, a tear in the fabric of your identity, a silent emptiness you can't ignore anymore. It's your soul asking, what if, just once, I chose myself? Such a simple question, yet so powerful that it changes everything. Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds in psychology, believed that true fulfillment only begins when a person discovers their authentic self. But this journey, this awakening, is not peaceful. It's a revolution. When you finally decide to honor yourself, the world around you reacts. Some people will look at you differently. Some will pull away. They'll say you've changed, that you've become selfish, distant, unrecognizable. But you haven't changed. You've simply stopped betraying yourself. The truth is, many people were comfortable with the version of you that served them, agreeable, self-sacrificing, quiet. When you begin setting boundaries, saying no, and following your own rhythm, it disturbs the balance they were used to. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because your growth forces them to confront their own stagnation. And not everyone is ready for that. Jung understood this deeply, that walking your own path means losing the crowd. But the ones who remain, they are the ones who see you, not your mask, not your role, but your essence. For years, you may have searched outside yourself for validation. You've tried to become the person others wanted, believing love, respect, and belonging could only be earned. But the truth? Your power was never out there. It was always within. When you finally choose yourself, something miraculous happens. You stop performing. You stop proving. You stop apologizing for existing as you are. You learn to say no without guilt. You learn to walk away without fear. And you begin to realize that the greatest freedom isn't found in approval. It's found in truth. Jung called this process individuation, the journey of becoming the truest version of oneself. Not what society dictates, not what your family expects, but what your soul has always known you were meant to be. And with that comes liberation, a lightness, a strength that feels almost sacred. For the first time, you walk your path with both feet firmly on the ground, not seeking permission, not chasing applause. Because now you know who you are. Every decision you once made from fear, the need to please, the dread of rejection, the hunger for acceptance, loses its power. You stop justifying your choices. You stop fearing those who don't understand your journey. You stop trying to fill the emptiness with other people's approval. Because now, you understand the truth. You are enough. Entirely. Completely. Jung said that courage begins when we stop searching for answers outside and start listening to what's inside. And when you do that, when you act from authenticity, the world begins to respond. Have you ever noticed that when you make a genuine decision, life itself starts aligning? New faces appear, doors open, paths you didn't even know existed start unfolding effortlessly. It's not coincidence. It's what Jung called synchronicity, the mysterious alignment that happens when your inner world and outer world finally match. When you choose yourself, the universe reorganizes around that decision. Energy shifts. The wrong things fall away, and what belongs to you finds its way in. But synchronicity doesn't mean life becomes easy. No, you will still be tested. The past will tug at you. Old fears will whisper. People will try to pull you back into who you used to be. In those moments, trust your inner compass. If something flows naturally, if doors open without force, if encounters feel guided, it's not random. It's the universe confirming you're finally on the right path. The hardest part about choosing yourself is the silence that follows. Because at first, it feels like loneliness. But that emptiness, it's sacred space. A space to rediscover who you are when no one else is watching. To heal, to rebuild, to listen. And then, slowly, something changes. You begin to enjoy your own company. You stop needing validation. You no longer tolerate toxicity or settle for less than you deserve. Because now you know you've always been enough. Loneliness transforms into solitude. Solitude becomes strength. And in that stillness, forgotten passions return. Dreams you buried long ago begin to breathe again. That's when you realize you're not searching for someone to complete you anymore. You are already whole. Carl Jung once said, "Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakens." The life you're longing for won't come from the outside. It won't be built from others' expectations or fears. It begins the moment you make the most powerful choice of all, the choice to honor yourself. If these words echo inside you, know this, it's only the beginning. The path ahead may be uncertain, but it's yours, and no one can walk it for you. So, are you ready to choose yourself? Because that single decision, quiet, unseen, defiant, will change everything. Choosing yourself is not an act of ego. It's an act of awakening. It's the moment you stop living as a shadow of who you are and step fully into your own light. Yes, the journey will be difficult. Yes, there will be moments of doubt. But staying trapped in a life that isn't yours, that's far more painful than stepping into the unknown. Jung taught us that real transformation begins when we dare to face our inner world, to confront the darkness, to embrace our flaws, to turn our shadows into strength. There's no perfect moment to begin. The perfect moment is now. You don't need all the answers. You don't need a map. You just need to take one step, a step toward freedom, toward truth, toward yourself. If you feel stuck, remember this. Every great change begins the moment you decide to stop settling and start living for what truly matters. Tell me, what does choosing yourself mean to you? Because every story shared becomes a spark for someone else's awakening. Life doesn't begin when everything falls into place. Life begins the moment you finally decide to be yourself. Welcome to Beyond the Twist, where every story uncovers the truth hiding in plain sight.